Hey everyone, in our group we have Caitlin, Randy, Chris, and Jessica. And our differentiated lesson plan will take place in a 5th grade science class. And the standard that we are focusing on is that students will be able to understand that chemical and physical changes occur in matter. More specifically, we want the students to evaluate evidence that indicates a physical change has occurred, such as being able to describe the matter as being soft, and then after a change has occurred, being able to say that now the matter is hard. At the beginning of this lesson, students will be watching a demonstration of the teacher creating ice cream using a liquid base, and liquid nitrogen. And the students will be asked to engage in a discussion, to record their observations, and connect the demonstration with previous learned information about the states of matter. To meet the content objectives, students will be able to identify the states of matter that take place in the ice cream demonstration, such as when the matter is a liquid, when the matter is a solid, and so on. They will also be able to count the different states of matter that are present in the experiment, meaning how many times they saw a liquid or how many times they saw gas. Finally, the students will be able to infer the cause of the physical change that occurs to the liquid ice cream during the experiment. The students will complete all 3 of these content objectives individually in their science journals. For our 2 language objectives, the students will be in groups and will be able to talk about what is seen in the experiment, as well as use the key vocabulary to talk about the changes and variables that were present. For a differentiated portion of this lesson plan, we first decided to focus on level 1 students, and these students are able to identify by pointing. They're able to match vocabulary with their corresponding examples, and they're also able to sort different visuals. Specifically for our lesson, to be able to help our level 1 students, we will ask the students questions like, is this a solid? And have them respond by giving a thumbs up or a thumbs down. We will also provide our students with images of different states of matter and have the students show when the ice cream is in that certain state by holding up the appropriate image. So for example, while the ice cream is still a liquid, the students would hold up the picture of a liquid. We will also provide our level 1 students with a worksheet that either has instructions in their native language or depicts the instructions with images, just depending on their literacy level in their native language. To assess our level 1 students, we will provide them with images of different states of matter, ask them which one is a solid, a liquid, or a gas, and then have them point to the correct image. We would also have the students match vocabulary terms with the appropriate image. And as a less formal assessment that we would do, during the demonstration, we would go around to each group and listen for these students' contributions to their groups and see if they're able to use the vocabulary appropriately in their discussions and so on. The second group that we differentiated this lesson for is level 3 students. And these students are able to identify and record information on charts that have visual supports. They're able to describe different things about the topic they're learning, and they're also able to produce an illustrated paragraph on the topic in which they're learning. For these students, in our specific lesson, we would ask them to use the vocabulary within their discussions. As we go around and monitor each group, we would pay close attention to the academic language that these students are using, and we would also prompt them throughout the discussion and throughout the lesson by asking these students, we know that this is a solid because, and wait for their response. To assess our level 3 students, we would have them write a reflection of the experiment by completing sentence stems that we give them. During the experiment, we would allow these students to use pictures of what is occurring and describe the changes that are taking place. So it's almost like they're teaching the class with us. As we were watching the experiment, we would pay close attention to the descriptions that these students are giving, such as if they are able to compare and contrast the different states of matter, as well as what discussions they are having about the traits of the states of matter and other things that they're seeing taking place during the experiment. On this slide, we have adaptations that we found when we were looking for ones that we wanted to use for our level 1 and level 3 students. However, these ones we would specifically implement for the entire class. And then finally, we have our citations. We used more for our narrative paper, but these are just the ones that we use specifically for this presentation.